Now, tattoos are a luxury product. All right. I can agree with that. It is one of the only things that can be produced with so much precision and value that lasts a lifetime that anyone will ever come across wanting to purchase. So when we say tattooing is a luxury product, and then we follow that up with complaints about how the economy and, just the way the world is, are you considering yourself a luxury provider of said luxury product? And let's go one step further. Are you targeting luxury clients who have the budget to afford your luxury product? Or are you undervaluing how cool your product is or how valuable your product is to be able to just sell to the masses who can't afford something that should last forever? Now, here's where the divide occurs. Look at society. All right. As the middle class kind of goes away, people are obligated to either pick success or poverty. Now, I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that, but stick with me. As this occurs, people are obligated to make a choice. I'm going to work really, 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 really hard to be able to create a crazy level of success, or at least know that I didn't fucking quit. Or people are going to quit knowing that they may not have what it takes, so why even try? This is happening in the tattoo industry currently. All right. There's a lot of artists who feel like they're stuck in the middle, which has rendered them irrelevant, invisible, and just like, having a lack of value. Let's be honest. If you're not busy, it's not because you're good or bad. It's because you're irrelevant. It's because you're not seen. It's because you're not trying nearly enough to either be seen or at least to be rendered as useless. So what you need to do is you need to make a decision. If you believe that your product is valuable, if you believe that the tattoos that you produce are luxury products, but you are selling them out of a Walmart storefront, then that explains the problem. If you believe that you deserve to work with more luxury clients, you just don't know how to communicate with them or where to find them, then you yourself need to become a luxury person to be able to interact in those social circles, to be able to target a more luxury client. What it really boils down to is, yes, the world is changing. Yes, the economy is fucking weird, but tattooing can be luxury based and tattooing can be economy proof if you yourself positioning yourself to only speak to people who don't have the money but still want to get tatted, bro. What do you really want? All right. Do you want to just be good enough, or do you want to prove time and time again that you were the best and here's why? These are the decisions that need to be made. If you don't want to be affected by the economy, because let's be honest, you aren't, your clients are. And that has a snowball effect. But if you don't want to be affected by their being affected by the economy, then start learning how to interact and socialize with people who are not affected by the economy, who are looking for a quality and luxury product and experience from someone like you who they can relate to. Basic mathematics. All right. And I've spent a lot of time and crunched a lot of numbers to understand how this methodology works. And a lot of it comes from the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we present ourselves, and the brands that we build. A quality consumer is looking for a reputable brand, not just a producer of a product. The underground thing is going to be for the underground people. If you want to be able to service people who have the money that can afford the product and the experience that you provide, you yourself have to come above ground, quit being a friggin' weird ass worm person, and start showing people that you are like them, they are like you, and the two of you can have an amazing experience while producing a luxury product. That's what it comes down to. Self-development matters. Everyone is either personally developing or personally destructing. And if you are consciously choosing to do nothing, you are voluntarily destructing the capabilities that you could potentially have and the possibilities that you could potentially create by choice. How does that make sense? If you were not diligently working at being in the active process of personal development at all times to get better, to get stronger, to get more sharp, and to be able to network and operate at a more professional level, then you are not going to get to where you want to go, and you will be one of these artists who falls off the back end. Eventually, the bottom's going to fall out. There will be too much weight and too many mouths to feed. Everything will just fall apart at the bottom. The only people who will survive are the ones who have climbed the fucking mountain when the rising tides can't get to them. Why do you think there are so many amazing artists who are all starting to throw in the towel? It's because they didn't keep up with momentum that was being created in the increase of tattoo desire, not only from a consumer perspective, but from a producer perspective. So you need to stay ahead of the curve. You have to be diligent and you have to have desire in more than just, I'm just a tattoo artist. You have to have desire and success. You have to have desire in gaining knowledge about infrastructure. You have to be willing to run your business so that your business can run itself, so that you can eventually get back to just doing the thing that you love. Because let's be honest, every business that I build, I get to a point to where it can run itself. It runs like a flywheel. I have infrastructure in place, automation in place, and human interaction and client nurturing in place for a reason, so that the only thing I am obligated to really do is be a good leader, be a good provider, and provide a quality experience to people who don't bat an eye at the price point because they see the value in what I produce, how they're treated, the exclusivity and luxury of both of those things, on top of being able to network and work with me because they know I'm not going to give them some pity party rhetoric through the process of. It's a very inquisitive process. I ask a lot of questions. We have really quality conversations, and I know where to find these people for networking purposes. There comes a point in time where social media is not going to produce everything that you want. You have to get off the couch. You have to go interact. You have to start personally developing in person to get to know these people. The pendulum is swinging the other way. Luxury clients aren't doom scrolling on social media just hoping and praying that they're going to find you. We're going back to the days where in-person marketing and in-person networking is the most valuable thing you can do for client acquisition, especially when your market is local. Social media is far too vast for you to not get lost in the weeds. So social media is important as a tool, but it is not the only tool provided. So you don't have to worry so much about mastering the art of Instagram. You need to worry about mastering the art of self, mastering the art of business, because you've already gotten good at the art. So look at everything else as an art form. The way you treat your body, the way you treat your mind, the way that you interact with other people, your communication skills, by God, and the way that you go about entering new social circles. You want a little gem? Design your perfect client. Write it down. All right. You have one client that you love who fits the bill of everything you had ever wanted. If you know the character traits and the interests of this person, you understand where they hang out, you understand what their schedules usually look like, you understand where their morality and their values lie, and then you start to interact with those people, then you will become the provider of the product to that character type, as long as you are diligently working at being able to associate with them. Every artist generally tattoos people like them because they find their clients through the places they usually go. They find their clients through friends of friends. They find their clients through a reputation amongst a certain lateral social circle. Elevate your social circle in the places you go so that you can start to target a different, more valuable market and clientele. That's what it boils down to. So yes, you provide a luxury product because it lasts a life. But if you aren't providing that product to luxury people who understand why, then you are never going to be able to break out of why you feel stuck right now. And there's a likelihood you're probably pretty miserable most of the time. When you're doing your tattoo, you feel great. Ideally, hopefully. But if the rest of your life doesn't give you that same fire, something's missing. And you're never going to target people who feel the fire for their lives if the only fire you feel is when you get to sell your product. It doesn't work that way. So you need to work on you. You need to learn how to package that version of you. You need to understand the buyer psychology that is going to relate and respond best to that well-packaged version of you. And then you need to match the quality of product and the quality of experience to that buyer type to ensure the fact that your business and your livelihood is scalable, not stagnant. Let me know if you have any questions. All right, this is what we do. We build brands. We build rebellion. We build dream lives by doing it the way it's always been meant to be done, with hard fucking work, belief, and sticking to our convictions of the life we knew we were always meant to lead. We're going to give you the tools to be able to do that. So like, comment, subscribe, drop a little statement below if you want to argue about all this shit. If not, I want to see you on the other side, because I want to see the right artist win. Admittedly, I also want to see the wrong artist fail. And I'm okay with that. Let me know if you have any questions.